So I wanted to come on today because I have been very, very distracted lately. And I've also been frustrated, even though I have just spent a month back home in Germany and Europe and having really amazing experiences and also some challenging and difficult experiences. But I felt a little removed from my life here in Portland and my work. And I guess this is a great sign that I was able to completely shut off work in the doing mode. But let me tell you, I have been frustrated that I didn't have the energy to follow through or have the energy to do the things that I said that I would. And I felt myself be in a loop that I couldn't really get out of, and that was frustrating. Now, a lot of it had to do that I was also watching a lot of YouTube videos as well, and that I was very plugged into all of the things that are happening on the external world. And even though I did meditation, I kind of felt disconnected from myself. And so what happened over the last year or so, which I have noticed that I'm making plans and I'm writing things down of what would be my ideal day look like, what would it look like, and how would it be, and hour by hour, what do I want my day to look like? So I'm having these grand plans, but I'm not able to follow through. I get easily distracted. And and then every time that I'm making a very solid plan, like, okay, once I come back from Europe, I'm going to execute on this plan, and I'm going to just shift into this new version of me, and I'm going to have a clean slate, and I start over. And so what happens, I come back from Europe and I come back with COVID. And so all of these plans of getting up early in the morning and doing a workout and doing my daily writing again, which I dropped off after breaking my leg. And so none of that is happening, and I'm very frustrated. And so I realize being in bed, watching YouTube and stuff, and can't really focus on anything anyway. And I have an idea. And the idea is very simple. I mean, I've talked about this concept over and over. It's slow down to speed up. So slowing things down, slow everything down, and go back to basics. And go back to foundations. And for me, back to basics means going back to what this guy teaches, Dr. Joe Dispenza, so you might know. You may have wanted to read it. So, and I look like this already. So like I'm still a little, you can see that I'm not like 100% well, that I still do have COVID. But for me, these teachings and the experiences that I've had doing his work and being in his workshops and doing the work has really been extraordinary. And it is very easy to fall back into old patterns and old behaviors. And so I decided I really want to go back and study the basics. And one thing that Dr. Joe says in his workshops, and those of you who've been to his workshops, he teaches a segment, and then he says, turn to the person next to you and explain and teach them back, or explain what you've just heard. And this is what I intend to do now, but I'm doing this virtual. So I am gonna do a virtual book club explaining back to you my model, or my current model of understanding of the concepts that are in this book in my words, and the hopes to deepen my own understanding, but also helping you hear what he teaches from a different kind of lens. And since I first studied this work and went to my first workshop in 2019, it has completely changed my life. I will tell you all of the mind-boggling things that happened to me based on this work, which I didn't think was possible. And I will also intersperse some of the other teachings that I have been exposed to since working with Dr. Joe. So since working with Dr. Joe, I've turned from a design leader in the global apparel industry to a coach, a core energy leadership coach, breathwork facilitator. I've studied, of course, Dr. Joe's work, studied and practiced Dr. Joe's work, held breathwork retreats and workshops. And I've also studied Dr. Sue Morter. I'm a certified facilitator of her work, and it's all kind of these puzzle pieces that help me really clarify my personal model of understanding. And it is my desire and intention that I give you a couple of puzzle pieces that fill in some of the missing pieces, or a different facet or a different nuance for your own personal model of understanding. So I will be back shortly.